It's the daily grind, snap. It's the daily grind and snap. It was either snapping or I was going to try to do it in Latin, and I panicked at the last minute because I don't know Latin. But welcome back to the daily grind. We don't speak Latin on this show because it's a dead language. I got Rusty with me again this week. I need both the Bucks because it's a $2 sports show. If I can't get both of you, I'm just going to get you twice. Drew's
Works
lost.
for me, man.
Yeah, works for you. We like you better anyway.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here. It pays to answer your phone and be available, I guess. So shout out Uncle Buck for, laying low and hiding out. I talked to him he called me at 7 this morning. And if you know anything about Uncle Buck, he's not a morning guy. And so if he calls me that early, something's up. And he just wanted to chat heading into work. So I'm sure he is saving the power for the good people of Tippah County, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. I forget he's got that's early for him, though.
That's early for our boy. He's not that much of an early riser, but he is a Power Ranger, so he's out doing
he is. Yes. Speaking of Power Rangers, we were not a squad of Power Rangers last night. That's not one of my best ones, but I'm trying. It was a fine game. It seemed like a really competitive first half, and then we tanked.
Yeah, 100%. I think our second half game was much like the Cavs broadcast of Timmy Allen, just a bunch of question marks, right? Like that's all it kind of was.
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I was so intrigued because the past two games, it's so tough because these kids that are two ways in 10 days, they're playing as well as they can play.
Right.
I don't want to, in all these insider insights and previews and stuff we talk about, I never want it to seem like we're ganging up on these poor guys because they're playing the absolute best that they can given the circumstances. It's just more competition,
They're not NBA players like we talked about on Monday. These cats are going to be playing at LA Fitness next week. A lot of these dudes, right? Yes. They're going to go back to the G League because they're just not NBA players. We appreciate your service, but Trey Jemison, you're not going to be a Grizz next year. You'll probably be a G League guy somewhere. We had high hopes, but it's just not panning out. And so, like we talked about on Monday, man, we just got to kind of bear with it. Take it for Tuesday. We got to take it for what it is, right? This season we got 2 games left, right? We had this one last night. We got the Lakers Friday, and then we've got the Nuggets on Sunday, and then that's a wrap on the season. I'm sure all these guys already have their reservations in Cabo ready to go, right? Tee times and everything. So we just got to understand for what it is. But we need to have a conversation about Jake from Wake.
I was about to say the same thing, the exact same thing. It's getting pretty hard to ignore what he's doing.
I told Uncle Buck this morning, I did not have to eat crow about David Roddy. I was exactly right that he's not an NBA player and didn't need to be a Grizz. I'm gonna die on that hill. But Jake looked good last night. That little cross up fadeaway he hit, that was an NBA move, and took 18 shots to score 32 points last night. Mm-hmm. That's not bad efficiency, man. Man. He kind of had a night being our leading scorer. The only person who shot more was Gigi, which I'm fine with. Gigi taking all those shots and finishing with 22. But I mean, he's doing one of two things. He's earning that 12th, 13th spot on the roster, or he's putting together a hell of a highlight tape that's going to get him a job somewhere. And if that means he helps us get a big or something in the offseason, then I'm for it, And then he goes off somewhere and cooks, go ahead. But 32 last night in a otherwise abysmal game. Shout out Jake LaRavia getting your bag, man. Nice job.
Well, man, and my biggest knock on him was, other than consistency, which he's showing that he's getting better at doing that,
right?
Was he was too slow. Slow-footed, I just always thought that he didn't move fast enough.
Right.
He's moving a little bit quicker. He's still not fast, but his speed is increasing slightly, but he's using his body. He's got weird limb situation going on. And it's just rather than let it bring him down and slow his movement, he's kind of using it to his advantage. And I think that's one reason why he routinely is our top, or at least our second board getter. I mean, he had 7 boards last night. He rebounds the heck out of the ball. And I think it's because he's able to get in there with his limb. He's just a weird guy that is, I never thought would translate. Like you said, he didn't look like an NBA player to me. I thought he had a shot, but a lot of guys have a shot, right.
A lot of people can score. I mean, David Jones in Memphis can score, but he couldn't defend me. I mean, that is what it is. And that's how LaRavia was, right? It was a small sample size, but it wasn't a good sample size. Nope. We're getting a bigger one and it's getting better. Yes, he's very slow off the dribble, but weird is a good way to put it. He's awkward, kind of gangly, all elbows kind of guy, but he is finding a way to create shots in the paint, get open, maybe people are scared of those little bony elbows he's throwing around. I don't know, the little wings coming around, go cut an eye. That's it, man. You can wait, little skinny elbows. Like, he gonna take somebody out, but he's making the shot, and he's making those shots when he gets them created. So again, whether it's a highlight tape for another team or he's earning that into the bench spot, like, Jake LaRavia has played really good basketball in the months of March and April for sure.
And it's not just like, oh, well, he's playing with literally no one. Like, he's good stats, bad team on this thing, but
yeah,
the Cavs are playing for the playoffs. You know, like they're competing, and we don't have to be competing, but he is still. This isn't just good stats, bad team. It's stuff that's translating, and it's going to make the front office have a tough question, because it is. And
I mean, the Cavs are a good team. You're right. They're still playing for playoff position. They started their starters last night. I mean, Jared Allen and Spada, all of them had 30+ minutes last night. They played a good chunk of basketball last night. So this is against a quality NBA opponent that he's playing. We haven't seen Giddey in a long time really get any kind of stats of any sort since he's been hurt, you know. And so maybe it's LaRavia, you know, maybe he's the one that gets that last roster spot. Or again, man, like, I know he's playing really well, but we're going to have a very crowded team next year. And if he can turn into somebody that can go get us a big athletic big, you know, again, these are pie in the sky guys, but you go after a Wendell Carter, you go after a Naz Reid, you go after a Claxton, like, you go after these guys in the offseason. LaRavia putting together this kind of tape might help sweeten that deal a little bit.
He's looking like you would trade for him now if you're another team. If you need shooting,
yeah,
you trade for him because you get more than just shooting now. Like, he's go ahead.
Yeah, Jake, Drew and I were talking about this. Like, you look at like NBA teams often are like that guy, right? That's like, oh, I can fix her, right? Like, I'll take her back, I can fix her, right? They look at Zaire and they're like, oh, I can fix her. He's got potential, whatever. Like, you look at Jake and it's not that big of a project, like, right? Like, you don't have to do the full makeover. Maybe just take his glasses off, a little lipstick on it, and he's the beautiful prom date, right? Like, there's some potential there. That's it. There's some potential there, right? Make him get a haircut. Like, there is potential there. It's not a full project makeover, but I mean, maybe, a team that needs shooting, like, you know, maybe a Boston or somebody that we could move around and move up with, or there's some teams that need shooting that really could benefit from it next year. I think we're gonna get a lot more suitors for him than we thought this time, you know, or 2 months ago, right? I was there the night he rolled his ankle against the Knicks. That's the night that my cousin and I snuck down courtside. We watched it happen, and I was like, oh man, darn, like, Jake ain't gonna play no more. I hate that. Now it's like, well, do we got any more of them Jake minutes gonna put in there? Because
these last 2 games, I want to see Jake.
That's it, man.
What do you, Scottie Pippen Jr.? I mean, I think he's making D-Rose more and more expendable. Like,
he is an NBA player. He needs to be our backup point guard. You know, we've talked about, I think you and I talked about this. Like, is he Tyus Jones? No, but could he be a great backup point guard for us? Absolutely. He runs a similar style as Ja, like just getting in the lane and distributing. And he's obviously not as explosive at getting to the rim, but he can create shots for other people. He's been a serviceable NBA player. He needs to be a Grizz next year. Like, he is the one. Him and Lamar Stevens is going to be a hard conversation between those two, because Lamar still puts up stats and plays good basketball. I had 16 and 6 last night. I mean, on 4 and 13, not bad. Scottie Pippen, like, if you like made me pick between the two, give me Scottie Pippen, man, because he is what we need to spill Ja. You imagine him running some second units with him, Vince, Gigi, BC, Santi. I mean, that's a solid bench unit.
They're lucky because they don't have to do anything with him. He's still got another year on his two-way.
Exactly.
Like Jordan Goodwin, who I like, he's done after this year, and they're not going to bring him back. Yeah, I mean, they might use that two-way spot again, but they were really smart in that Pippen Jr. deal. Like, 100%. The whole bit of bookkeeping they did with their converting Gigi and Vince, dropping Gilly, God love him, but he was too short, and then snagging Scottie Pippen Jr. It's just like some really good bookkeeping that, I mean, it's just good job by you guys, Grizzlies. You know what you're doing.
Right. I mean, we've given Taylor Jenkins a ton of props for rotations and doing what he's done with this lineup. But I mean, Kleiman and the boys did work. They were cooking behind the scenes to get these contracts very favorable, particularly in a time where Jaren's not that expensive, Ja's not that expensive yet. Yes. Like, we've got a lot of great team friendly deals right now. And so strike while the iron's hot, get these dudes, locked in. And again, we've got another year. We don't have to make a decision this offseason with Scottie Pippen, but like, he needs to be there.
Yes.
We don't need to trade him and push him somewhere else. Hang on to him in that 2-way deal, and then let's give him that contract towards the end of next year if he continues to improve. And the best part is if he doesn't, like you're out a 2-way deal. It's not like you locked him in like Gigi or Vince. Let him roll, let him see what happens next year. But I think we'll be very happy with the product we get from Scottie Pippen Jr. Just seeing his growth in the offense and the system and alongside these guys this year, it's only going to get better when you're playing with superstars like Ja and Dez and Marcus and Jaren and insert whatever big we get here. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, when it sucks because I do think Derrick. I'm not one of those people that's like ship Derrick Rose out. I would love for him to stay on in some capacity, but he's taking a roster spot up, and we're having these conversations about we really like Lamar, who's producing and doing a lot for us in these games, a lot. But he's the one that for me, each of these games just makes me sad because I like him here. I think he's good in the bench guy, but.
Because I may or may not have watched the Marc Gasol documentary for a third time, and it just shows like they kept showing Vince in those like 14, 15 years. And like that was the role I had envisioned for D Rose, right? Like being that Vince Carter where he gives you 8 to 12 minutes a game, but he's just that locker room dude, right? That's just that leader, that vocal guy. Like, here's how you win in the playoffs. Here's how you do whatever. It's just not that. And like, we've got too much young talent. And I want to use this word, but I don't mean it. Waste a roster spot on Derrick Rose, right?
Like it starts with a W, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I just don't want to say it because I don't want to we're not wasting a roster spot on Derrick Rose.
You don't want to hold a roster spot for Derrick.
There it is, much better. Thank you. Yeah. Again, I went to public school in the state of Mississippi. My education is not the best, so we don't want to hold a roster spot with Derrick Rose, right? We want production, and Lamar Stevens could be that dude, man. So make him an assistant coach if you want him. Like just do that. That's it. Or a consultant, like everybody has a consultant.
Everybody does that.
That's it. That's it, man. Everybody's a consultant these days.
So don't keep I wonder if we don't know that that's a rule. If we're like, wait, you have consultants? We didn't know that.
Hey, listen, this is 2024. He could be an influencer, right? He could just put him on the roster or the payroll as an influencer and let him influence the team, social media posts here and there.
I mean, that was what Doc was doing, right? Doc was an influencer for the Bucks before he got the coaching job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. I think we talked about that game enough. I don't know. Then we got 2 left. Give me 2. When we get back, we're gonna talk about the last 2. Because I think they're gonna both be both losses. But we'll talk about that when we get back after this break.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side.
Yeah.
His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward.
Right.
Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. I don't.
To a 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up, and then literally within the first 15 seconds missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. Part 2 of the Daily Grind. All right. So, one thing you got to know about me is Point Break is one of my favorite movies, and Gary Busey is one of my favorite car accidents. So, there's a great line from that where he goes, Utah, give me two. Give me two. Give me two. Yeah. And we only have 2 games left. And this was the only thing I could think of that associated with the number 2 at the top of my head. So, 2 games left against 2 teams that are going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think we probably see the same roster we saw last night in both the same lineups, like the same guys.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know why you put BC out there anymore. I just don't. There's no point. I just don't let these guys cook. Let them. Yeah. This is better than any G League minutes they would have gotten. Like just
for sure.
Do them most solid and let them play. I said we might lose both. Are the Lakers locked into their seeding right now?
I don't think so. I'm pulling up the stands right now. I think the Nuggets are what they are.
They're the 1 seed, right? They locked it up last night.
Actually, yes, they did. They've locked it up. And the Lakers, both of them have locked up their seeding. So yeah, the Lakers are the 9 seed, the Warriors are the 10 seed. It's a wrap. So neither of these teams are playing for anything of meaning.
I could see the Lakers resting people because you're going to want all of AD and all LeBron for that Steph matchup against the Warriors.
Yep, for sure.
Because they desperately do not want to play Denver.
Right.
I think the Lakers stand a decent chance if they don't have to go through Denver.
But the problem is that means we're going to get more Rui, who is one of many Grizz killers.
Who? I hate him.
Exactly. I hate that guy, man. Talk about Memphis. Don't talk about my city. I'm moving back to the 901. You can stay your butt out there and go back to Japan, wherever you're from. But, he's a Grizz killer, man. And so we'll probably get a huge dose of that. But we were feisty last night. I don't know why we could be. We ain't no shot against the Nuggets because they will play their dudes. They'll at least play Aaron Gordon. They'll at least play Jokic. Like we ain't got a shot in that one. But of the 2, if you had to pick one that we'd win, it'd be Friday night at home at 7. I think that there's an outside chance because you're right. No AD, no Bron. Those guys are not going to play. Austin Reeves probably plays to get some run, but of the 2, that's the most winnable. But still, I don't think we win either of these games.
I think the Nuggets this year too, like after people all over the place were saying they took their foot off the gas last year, I think they are purposefully not doing so this year. Mm-hmm. But LeBron wants to. The Lakers game's interesting. I don't know. I didn't think we were going to get another win the rest of the way, but Friday night might be good. Is there any special giveaways that we know of?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I don't remember.
If Jake has another game like he does last night.
Mm-hmm.
Are you more team trade him?
Yes, because
you think he has more value as an asset like that?
Yes, I do. Because of what we've got coming back next year, if everybody's healthy, this is like pie in the sky in a vacuum. Everybody's healthy next year. I don't know that there's a spot for him on this team. Who's minutes? Because at that point, right, you have to take minutes away from somebody to give them to him. Are you willing to give up Dez or Marcus or Vince or Gigi minutes for Jake to get some run? If that's a question that you can answer yes to, what are you watching? But
those times are gone.
That's it. Those are dudes. Those are our wing players, right? Those are the guys you got Luke in there who can shoot. We've got guys that and I think we're more likely going to bring Luke back. That's an interesting. I just epiphany here. Thought do we move Luke and keep Jake, or do we keep Luke and move Jake? I'm asking you, sir. What would you do if you're climbing?
I would keep Kennard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like,
thank you.
I'm glad that didn't take me that long. I thought of the question as you thought of it. And I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, nah. It's a lot of money, but no, it doesn't matter. The dude's led the league in 3-point percentage 2 of the past 3 years.
And came real close this year again.
Yeah. If he played, he would have.
Yeah, I agree. You move Laravia. I think if he cooks LA and then has a decent game Sunday, you put him up on every billboard, you put him out there. He goes on Facebook Marketplace, update your LinkedIn profile, open to work, Jake Laravia, right? You move that dude because then he becomes an asset for a team, right? He's shown what he can do with consistent minutes. And cool, we'll ship him out there. You send us your big, right? You send us somebody. You send us Vucci Main, right? You send us a big that we need, and y'all can have Jake Laravia.
Yeah, because that would be a penny pitching move if they kept him and traded Luke. That would solely be a penny pitching move, and you don't win championships that way. You just don't. And we've pinched plenty of pennies with this Gigi and Vince thing. When the cap goes up, those contracts are going to be when you can't, we could go over. We could go into the next April and be like, we're good. We don't need to sign any MLE guys.
And Jaren's deal is going down, right? Like he did us a solid by doing that. So our time is now. Like I think that documentary I keep referencing because it's just like one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
I will always be obsessed with Marc Gasol. But like seeing like us miss that window and how because of it, like I think Kleiman is going to learn from that. I think he's seeing that, and I hope that like this is the summer because like our championship window is wide open next year. If we can stay healthy, we can get a consistent big for us that can gel with the core that we have. Like Luke, our championship window opens next year, and now's not the time to be shopping great value, right? Like now's the time to keep Luke Kennard, you move Jake LaRavia if that can turn into a good post player for us, and like let's go have a parade on Beale Street, man. Like
I want to. This whole man, it's like you said, that part of the documentary was true. Was because some of us, that was when Memphis moved here when we were kids. You know, it's like I didn't know enough about the game to really care. You know, it was like basketball, but that team was like so many people's team that made them love the sport again.
Exactly.
You know, like I was out on basketball. Like I just didn't care for so long. I you know, and it didn't look like I should care because they weren't very good at the time. And then this team, Kleiman's a smart guy.
Yeah.
And he's a really, really smart guy. And I think that he watched the documentary probably 3 times too, and he saw that part and he feels the same way.
Yeah, because Chris Wallace was not that. Like I'll go on record saying that. Like that dude just
what's the opposite of that?
Like you mean to tell me we could have had Mark and Powell for $500K? Like I'd have started a GoFundMe yesterday. Like that's a no-brainer, right? Like that's a move Kleiman makes.
He might have been like a little alien in a robot suit that didn't know what he was doing, because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because otherwise, any person that can see or hear or speak would say yes to that. I feel like I don't know.
Like I feel like that documentary, like it's so heartwarming and nostalgic for me. And then there's a section where I get really angry. Like I get like unhealthy, like a visceral anger. Like why did we make, like, we should have had a championship with Zebo. We should, like, Mark's grit and grind ring should have a Grizz logo on it, right? Like it shouldn't have to be with Toronto. Like this is our next chance. You don't get 2 chances like this in a lifetime. So be smart, move LaRavia, and let's go win a freaking title.
Well said. We're going to take our last break, and when we get back, we're going to play It's a Trap.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, bang, bang. And hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us. To the last person on the bench, you got an ego. But all of us can't be the man. Yeah. You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act, okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
man, I was going to try to sing the Masters song and I panicked. And so now I don't have a song. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It's the Masters weekend, guys. I don't know if do we know what golf is? Show of hands. I know we know who I don't play golf.
I don't play it well. I play it, but I don't play it well.
I think it's really fun to play. It's fun to watch. When I started liking watching it, I was like, oh no, I've gotten old.
Yeah, that's it. I was talking about this week. Like on Monday, I walk in the clinic and I'm like, it's Masters week. And everybody's like, who cares? And I'm like, I don't like any of y'all. Like, what are we doing here?
Go home.
Yeah, like, okay, fine. I'll take the week off and I'll watch golf from sun up to sundown. Like, that's my jam. Like, this weekend, I will absolutely be watching the final round on Sunday. Absolutely be watching the golf this weekend. Because, I mean, it's just a pageantry, right? And then, like, you get the whispered tones and you get the green grass and the azaleas, right? Like I've never been, but I want to go feel what real grass feels like. That's my goal.
It's one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen on television. Like I'm colorblind and I can tell that's green. I'm red-green colorblind. And I can tell that's green. It pops. It's so vibrant and it's great. And that's why this week, our version of It's a Trap is going to be about the Masters.
Let's go.
If you're unfamiliar with It's a Trap, it is a trivia game where we ask a series of 20 questions. 10 of them are real and 10 of them are not. You just have to guess which ones are real and which ones are not. You don't have to guess them right. You can for bonus points, but you hold the record. So I don't know if you want to outbeat yourself. You can.
I don't know if I can. I know baseball better than I know golf. I know enough about golf to get in trouble, but we'll see what happens.
I was like, good, because I didn't keep your score from last time. I just know you won. All right. So we've got question 1.
All right.
Who was the first international player to win the Masters tournament?
Ooh, that's Hideki Matsuyama, right?
The first?
Oh, no. He was the most recent. I'm going to say yes, but I don't know who it is then.
You got it right. It's Gary Player from South Africa in 1961. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
but I was like, South Africa, that doesn't count. Which golfer holds the record for the lowest score in relation to par at the Masters?
Yes. I don't know.
It's Tiger. Or it was
really?
Under 18 under in 97.
Goodness. And that's a hard course, man. That's a hard course.
He was young. Like, that's crazy.
They real quick, don't want to interrupt the flow, but real quick, they asked Brooks Koepka this week. They said, "Is 59 attainable at this course?" And he said, "Have you played this course?" And the media member said, "Not yet." And he goes, "That's why you asked that question."
How? God, that's cold. What a G. All right, next question. Which golfer famously rode a unicycle down Magnolia Lane to Augusta National Golf Club during the Masters?
Ooh. I could see somebody doing that at somewhere not Augusta. It's a trap.
It's a trap. You're right. I don't think it's ever been documented at Augusta. 2 or 4, I guess. Who holds the record for the fastest hole-in-one in Masters history, completing it at 4 seconds?
That's a trap.
That is a trap. I think someone's done it, but not that fast.
Yeah.
Next question. In 1978, which player won the Masters after teeing off barefoot due to forgetting his golf shoes?
That's a trap.
That's a trap. I think you'd be disqualified. Who won the first ever Masters in 1934?
Yes, it's a real question.
Oh, yeah, I almost said it was a trap. It's not. You're right.
Yeah. Hit me. Who is it? Ben Hogan. I don't know.
Horton Smith in 34.
I was so close.
You didn't watch golf then? All right. Now, which golfer famously won the Masters in 1986 at the age of 46, making a historic comeback?
Yes, but I don't know.
Jack Nicklaus. I said that like I know who that is. What is Amen Corner and which holes does it compromise?
Yes. Is it 14, 15, 16?
11, 12, 13.
Oh, I was in the neighborhood. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You was close. All right. Who holds the record for the most Masters tournament victories?
Yes, but Nicholas.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Good job.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. All right. What is the name of the mythical creature said to reside in the waters of Rays Creek at Augusta National, according to local legends?
Uncle Buck?
Yes.
It's a trap.
I feel like I'm going to give you bonus points for that one, though. It is Uncle Buck. Which golfer holds the record for the longest drive ever recorded at the Masters, hitting over 700 yards?
It's a trap.
That's a trap. That's so long. What is the significance of the pineapples placed strategically around Augusta National Golf Club?
Are they upside down? It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. I was like, no. I was like, that's a swingers thing, bro. That's not Masters. Which golfer
look that up later.
yeah. Which golfer famously made a chip-in birdie on the 16th hole during the final round of the 2005 Masters tournament?
Tiger.
Yep.
That was beautiful.
That's beautiful. I remember. Yeah. You remember these things. That's why I go.
Yeah.
All right. What is the green jacket, and when did the tradition of awarding it begin?
Yes, it's the trophy for it, but I'm not sure when it started.
When did it start?
Or a trophy.
1949. Weird. Which is the only golfer to have won the Masters in 3 different decades?
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Is it Nicholas? I feel good about
Gary Player. Close. Which golfer won the Masters in 56 while playing with only a 5-iron and a putter, having lost his other clubs in a bet the night before?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. You're right. Which golfer famously used a customized putter made from a melted down green jacket to win the Masters in 1995?
It's a trap.
That is a trap. I don't think jackets melt. I'm not a science guy, but I could be wrong. What is the name of the secret underground tunnel that connects the 18th green to the clubhouse at Augusta? That's what they go through.
It's a thing. I was talking about that.
Yeah, it is a thing.
I thought it was.
Wait, no, it's not. Underground tunnel? Is it that secret? Not. If it's that secret.
I had somebody tell me today, we were talking about the Masters and said that there is some underground tunnels around the golf course.
Oh my God.
But he said it's used more for like getting people out, like certain like political figures that might be there if they need to get out in a hurry.
Not just for funsies?
No, because you walk up, you make the walk from the 18th green up to the clubhouse.
Yeah,
so
I was like, it's a thing. You got to do that. Okay. Question. What is the name of the ghost said to haunt the clubhouse of Augusta National Golf Club? Believed to be the spirit of a golfer who never won the Masters.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. All right. And what is the name of the Champions Dinner where past winners gathered a meal held annually at the Masters?
Oh, that's the thing. I don't remember the name. They do it like one night this week, and the previous winner picks the menu.
Yeah, I think it's just called the Champions Dinner.
There you go, Champions Dinner.
I think I ruined the actual question. I trapped myself on this one twice. You know what? I'm going to give you all the points.
Let's go.
You get all the points. I should have given you. I was a handicap on that one because I was getting so enthralled.
2-time winner. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. People better step up because you're starting just to be the smartest guy at BCM,
and that's sad.
I mean, look at some of the people we know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into the show today. Thank you, brother.
Anytime.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. I've got your other half with me tomorrow if he wakes up in time.
We'll see.
All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you.